Scott Akatabi, Eric Fanoy Moana are leading Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson at the moment, 7-3. I'm Chris Marlowe along with Paul Sunderland, one of 4 quarterfinal matches. Johnson and Stoklos, you saw them recently. The champions of Manhattan are playing the upstart kids, Fanoy Moana and Akatabi, the champions at Baltimore. Good matchup.
And overcut.
Akatabi with a block. And Johnson tips it out, but a net. Early on, it was Akatabi and Fanoy. They got off to a great start, 5-0, Paul.
Well, they came out, warmed up really hard, and they jump serve so effectively as a pair. There's no relaxing when either of them is serving. And Johnson and Stoklos were just a step slow, not ready to go. They got down 5-0, been trying to claw their way back in ever since.
4 minutes, 25 seconds remain. It's 7-3. Chance for a point. Stoklos! Out of bounds.
Turned me once, turned me twice, and Stokey just could not quite make the play. Very good soft block. And in that situation, Adam Johnson just trying to get him near the net, something he can swing at, but Stoklos trying to do a little too much.
28-year-old Scott Akatabi to serve.
Good. And cut.
And it's rejected.
Eric Fanoy Moana won his first in Baltimore, said he'd be stoked for the rest of his life if he were to win again in Chicago. I guess he believes in reincarnation. Great block.
The 25-year-old Fanoy Moana, one of the rising stars on the AVP Tour. Matter of fact, he and Akatabi have never lost. They have the best winning percentage of all time, 1-for-1. Johnson puts it away. They won in Baltimore, then split up for Manhattan. And now they are back together again. Of course, Johnson and Stoklos have been together the entire year and playing their best volleyball right now.
Well, that you win Manhattan, that gives you a tremendous amount of momentum, but they took 2 weeks off, not one. Adam Johnson played in the Celebrity Golf Association tournament up in Tahoe, seen on NBC. 2 weeks off, maybe a little bit rusty right now. They've come out slow.
8-3 is our score. Fanoy cross-courts it.
You know, you can just see the athletic ability starting to brew to the top in Fanoy Moana, an All-American at University of California at Santa Barbara as an outside hitter. Passes the ball extremely well and really coming into his own as a mature beach volleyball player. Very tough mentally and in great shape.
He's serving with an 8-3 lead.
Easy ball. And nobody!
Fabulous set by Johnson and the kill by Stoklos.
Johnson and Stoklos have had a relatively easy time siding out. By that I mean successfully putting the ball down like this, running your offense. And Stokey, he's been out here a long time, but he can still bomb the ball. But they're not scoring well. Stoklos has got to block more efficiently.
Stoklos, the second all-time winningest player behind longtime partner St. John Smith. He'll serve.
Nice trouble.
Fanoy saves it. Fanoy and Stokey. And Fanoy wins the battle. Few people realize how strong Fanoy is.
Well, just look at him. I don't think anybody watching's wondering anymore. He has spent a lot of time in the weight room, particularly in the last 24 months. Very, very strong in the upper body, but equally strong down below. Lots of squats, lots of heavy jump training on his legs.
Fanoy at the net. His partner Scott Akatabi serving.
And
Stoklos beans it. Randy Stoklos won this tournament last year with Brian Lewis after he had dropped St. John Smith. Stoklos with 2 wins currently this year, both with his partner Adam Johnson. Don't forget, coming up a little later, Karch Karai and Kent Steppes back together again. They'll take on Troy Tanner and Wes Welch in our featured quarterfinal. That's later, as Akatabi cranks another one.
Akatabi bombing from the left, and Fanoy Moana and Akatabi really complement one another. They both jump serve extremely well, good ball control, and they share the blocking and defensive responsibilities, stay really fresh. They share the workload very evenly.
Fanoy last year played with 13 different partners. He was not satisfied when he played poorly. This year he was hooked up with Scott Akatabi and developed into a premier player. 8 serving 3.
And over.
Still close. Fenoy going for it. Ack. Not yet. It's tight. Trouble. Ack. Game score.
You want to set the ball close to the net in the long rally, give your partner a good ball to swing at, but 6 inches too far, and all of a sudden the defense is in complete control.
20 seconds, sand timeout. Of course, the Miller Lite Cup, very, very important this year. Miller Lite giving out $750,000 at the end of the year, 1 through 48. Karchen Kent with a lead, but not quite as big.
Well, Kent Steffes now up there by himself. We haven't seen that for quite a while. They've always shared the top spot, but of course, Karch Kirai missed a couple of tournaments. Dodd and Whitmarsh having a phenomenal year. Stoklos, Johnson, and Ricky Ludes. That is the top group of 7. $750,000 overall.
Randy Stoklos fuming a bit because of the late sand timeout called. Apparently the referee called it on Stoklos when he was biding his time, so now Fenoy Moana will serve. It's been all Fenoy, Moana, and Akatubby. Try saying that a couple of times. They lead 9-3.
And over.
Stoklos, and it's out of bounds off Akatubby.
Started off on Adam Johnson, that is Akatubby and Fenoy Moana. They were going after Johnson early in the match, went out to the 5-0 lead. He steadied down. Now they're going after Stoklos and have stretched that lead.
You mentioned that Adam Johnson had played in a celebrity golf tournament as he gives the ball to his big partner, Randy Stoklos. Get to that in a second. The 4th-ranked player on tour out of Pacific Palisades, California. See if Johnson stays at the net and blocks. It looks like he's going to. Akatubby goes on 2. Score remains 9-3, Fenoy and Ack.
And not a bad idea for Johnson and Stoklos to mix things up a little bit. Randy Stoklos would ordinarily do 100% of the blocking, but they're just in a bad flow, bad rhythm right now, and can't seem to break down Fenoy Moana and Akatubby at all.
Akatubby to serve, ahead by 6.
Good.
Johnson, Stoklos, got it. Very nice touch shot by Randy Stoklos, saving a point.
Well, you know, everybody expects Stokey to be able to bomb and jump serve so hard, block, and he does all those things, but after so many years and so many contacts, he's got real sophistication and touch to his game.
Johnson serving, and he's into the net. Of course, Scott Akatubby, one of the more intriguing personalities on tour. He wears an earring in his left ear. He once wore 5 earrings, 3 in the left and 2 in the right. That's when he was fully loaded in 1990.
That's only 1 more than you, isn't it, Chris?
Pretty good serve, ace. Fenoy Moana gets his 3rd ace in this game.
Johnson and Stoklos were a step slow early. They picked it up a little in the middle, and now a couple of steps slow right now. And we talked about the double threat of Fenoy Moana and Scott Akatubby. Every time they step back, you better be ready to roll.
Fenoy Moana continues to serve, 10-3.
Good. And mine.
Johnson and Akatubby forgot to block. A little brain cramp there. Johnson and Stoklos get the ball.
I'd be very comfortable now, though, with a 7-point lead up 10-3. But again, Johnson and Stoklos have had so much trouble scoring points. They're not blocking well. They've changed things up here, and AJ's not scoring with his jump serve, which is really an important part of their team.
And a sand timeout taken by Fenoy Moana and Akatubby. We'll take a quick break. We're coming back to Chicago after this. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland back at the Miller Lite Open here in Chicago. Randy Stoklos, former King of the Beach, and Adam Johnson having a lot of trouble against Scott Akatubby and Eric Fenoy Moana. Chance for a point. Stoklos out of bounds. Fenoy and Ack led 5-0, 7-3, have lengthened it out. It is 10-3 now with under 3 minutes to go in the game.
Well, you know, Johnson and Stoklos are getting frustrated, and with good reason. They change things up, do something smart strategically, get the dig, but cannot convert at the end of the play.
Akatubby serving.
And over.
And off the hands, out of bounds. Good shot by Randy Stoklos.
AJ back to serve.
There's
3
Stoklos.
looking at 10.
Of course, all Pro Beach volleyball matches, at least AVP matches, on a clock. 9 minutes today, 2:48 to go in this one. 10-3, Fenoy and Ack. They have just dominated play.
Johnson and Stoklos can't get anything going. AJ, for a long time, had one of the most lethal jump serves on the beach, but it seems to have lost something, at least when his team is struggling. He doesn't seem to be able to pull out that big jump serve to start to create some momentum.
Fenoy Moana with the serve.
And point, come on!
Ack will have a chance, and he's into the net. Akitevi's a kind of a go-for-broke type of a player.
Well, he's what we call a terminal player. Popular book now, The Terminal Man. Great chase here by Fenoy Moana, and right now the choice, do I set the ball or do I try to terminate? And Ack going for it there, not a bad choice.
Stoklos and Johnson need to rally.
Angle! Come on, touch!
Fenoy and Ack, though, have looked very, very tough.
Akitabi back to
Of course,
serve.
Scott Akitabi grew up 4 houses from Hermosa Beach, California. Didn't like school, used to ditch school. Kind of a rebel with a cause. Learned how to play volleyball from his uncle, Matt Gage, who was one of the great all-time AVP players. Got the most unique trunks on tours. The dingle balls help him aerodynamically, he says.
This tour or any.
Chance for a point here, Fenoy. And Fenoy kills it.
Hey, on the next Rolling Stones tour, he'd still have the rarest clothes.
11-3, Fenoy and Ack all over the champions of Manhattan. They're killing them. Don't forget, Karch Karai and his famous kidney. We'll explore that kidney a little when we get to our feature match. Karch and Kent against Troy Tanner and Wes Welch, who have been playing beautifully and have always given Karai and Steffes trouble. That's a little later.
One of the few teams to beat Karai and Steffes this year, and they've done it more than once.
There's Ack.
AJ serving.
Now Johnson will serve. 3-11. They got to get going right now for points.
Yep. Angle! Nice!
You have to give a lot of credit to Fenoy and Ack. They're siding out perfectly. They're not allowing Johnson and Stoklos to get points.
Well, and it all starts with the first contact. You have to be able to receive, serve, pass the ball to your partner on time, on rhythm, at the good spot each and every time, and they've had no problems with that whatsoever. See Stoklos and Johnson running around while they try to do the same thing.
Side out, Johnson.
So Adam Johnson gets the kill. Adam Johnson getting his first Manhattan Open win. He says that puts me with an elite bunch of guys who did that. He was very, very proud of the Manhattan Open win. Of course, he had won the U.S. Open and other tournaments, but Manhattan, of course, a major on tour. Stoklos serving, trailing by 8. Fenoy dug it out, and he hits it into the bottom of the net. Point.
Well, you never know what's going to start a rally, and Johnson and Stoklos will take all the help they can get.
Can they come back? Stay with us. We'll be back to Chicago after this. Back in Chicago, Illinois at the Miller Lite Open. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. First day coverage on NBC. Of course, you can see the finals tomorrow live. One of a couple of quarterfinals we're going to show you today. Eric Fenoy Moana, Scott Akitabi have dominated play in this one against Randy Stoklos and Adam Johnson. They lead by 7.
Well, in a play like that, very typical. Johnson and Stoklos just let it out, jump serving, and Fenoy Moana and Akitabi just come up with the play and have continued to roll, been very steady and disciplined.
So the Ack will serve. A-Y-A-K-A-T-U-B-B-Y. Double contact. I had a chance to talk to Randy Stoklos this morning. He said he's been having trouble with his setting this year. He said, I've thrown more balls this year than every other year of my career combined.
I believe that.
Slid through your hands first. Here we go.
And he is considered perhaps the greatest setter of all time.
Well, he's the best I've ever seen.
Okay.
In all sorts of windy conditions. You have to take the ball in with both hands and then release it with both hands simultaneously. That one went left hand, then right hand. Lots of spin, mishandled ball, a good call.
Sand timeout call.
So sand timeout taken by Johnson and Stoklos. They are in deep, deep trouble. 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go. It's 12-4, Acton Fenoy. 8 courts going at the moment. This is quarterfinal action number 1. Adam Johnson, Randy Stoklos getting shellacked by Eric Fenoy Moana and Scott Akatebe. Minute 57 to go, 12-4. Acton Fenoy have been perfect.
Well, that's it. They've passed the ball extremely well. They can both set beautifully, and Johnson and Stoklos have done nothing to put any pressure on the game of Akatebe and Fenoy Moana.
Johnson serving, and he's out of bounds.
That's been one of the biggest factors. Adam Johnson just missed his 4th serve. Randy Stoklos has missed a couple. And when they do keep the ball in the court, they're not causing Acton Fenoy any problems.
Eric Fenoy Moana to put the ball in play. Works out at Gold's Gym in Redondo Beach. He says, I'm the big man there now. They all know me from volleyball. All the big weightlifters like him. And it's inside the block. Of course, both Fenoy Moana and Scott Akatebe very, very physical when it comes to weightlifting. Both very sculptured.
Well, everybody's learned a lot from Karch Kirai and his training. They look at Karch come on the beach, they look at Steffes, and everybody knows that you just have to be big and strong and physical in order to be successful at almost anything athletically.
Fenoy Moana gets it through. That didn't stop you from being successful.
Well, I lifted weights, it's just that nothing happened.
It didn't affect your muscles, thank God.
There you go.
So here is Scott Akatebe, won his first tournament back in 1986, playing with Brent Frohoff. Loves the jump serve. Loves to pound it.
Come on,
And Johnson is under the net. 13-4. And you feel the air has gone out of the Manhattan Open champs.
Boy, some changing conditions overhead, clouds, then sunshine, whatever, but boy, what a dismal miss that time.
13-4, Acton Fenoy closing in.
Interesting, of course, that Scott Akatebe dropped Eric Fenoy Moana after they won in Baltimore for the opportunity to play with Kent Steffes, and played with him 2 weeks, finished 7th at Manhattan, 4th in Puerto Rico. Now Steffes goes back to Kirai, of course, and where does Akatebe go? You bet, back to Fenoy Moana.
That serve out of bounds. Interestingly, I asked Eric Fenoy Moana, who called who? Did Ak call you or did you call Ak? He said right after Puerto Rico, I called Ak immediately and said, look, do you want to play? He said yes, and then I called Hovland on the phone and told him I wasn't playing. So Fenoy back with Akatebe, where they are undefeated. Johnson taps it down the line.
And I asked Eric Fenoy Moana to continue on that. You know, when Ak dumped you so unceremoniously after your first ever career victory, you know, were you mad at him? Did you tell him off on the phone? He says, no, I don't want to burn that bridge. I want to get him back one day, and here they are.
Here comes Akatebe. And he rips it out of bounds. Point for Stoklos and Johnson. Do you believe in miracles? Well, only a minute 27 to make up a lot of points very quickly.
Well, of course, the clock only runs when the ball's in play. But I would say yes, if Johnson and Stoklos can show me a couple of aces.
Nope. Out of bounds. I don't know if a foot fault was called or was just out of bounds. Greg Krause making the call.
Stoklos and Johnson just have not served at all well in this match, and it's very hard to break down a very solid ball control team unless you jump serve extremely well.
Akatebe with the serve, leading 13-5.
Good.
Fenoy has it. See ya!
There's the terminal man, no reason to waste any time. And the earrings or the dingo balls aren't slowing him down or weighing him down. Again, ball control problems. Stoklos and Johnson not doing a good job handling the jump serve and paying for it.
14-5. Ak and Fenoy looking for game point.
Good.
Johnson sneaks it through. Of course, the loser of this match and any other quarterfinal is not out of the tournament. Double elimination, you have a chance to fight back the remainder of today and tomorrow. So Johnson and Stoklos, if indeed they do lose, could theoretically come back.
Yeah, but it's the Burma Road coming back through, of course, hot, humid Midwest conditions. They'll have to play several extra games tomorrow in order to work their way back.
Stoklos with the block. So Stoklos and Johnson finally get a point, but they've got just a minute and 9 seconds to get 8 more. Johnson and Stoklos trying to pull the miracle of all miracles. We've seen some strange things happen. Johnson did it. He served 2 points in 1 second in one tournament earlier in the year, but they trail 14-6 now. And now it is 14-7.
Footsteps. I hear some footsteps. But again, the way to score points quickly, serve aces. Adam Johnson and Randy Stoklos are both capable. They can creep back in. It would be a miracle finish, but Adam Johnson needs 2 aces, and right now.
And there is time. 20-second timeout taken by Fanoi, Moana, and Akatemi. Now they've changed it to a full timeout. Full timeout for Fanoi and Ak. So they'll think about it. They still have a big lead with 1:03 to go, 14-7. Fanoi and Akatemi, however, lead 14-7. They're looking a little shaky now. Fanoi cranks it. Fanoi and Ak have dominated. They led 5-0. They led 10-3. They led 14-5. And once again, they have game point, Paul. Fanoi serving for the game. Johnson rips it. You can see Johnson and Stoklos getting a little confidence now.
Yeah, but where was it earlier? I mean, they're 52 seconds left. They're down 14-7. Now they're talking to each other. Now they're going after it a little bit more. They just got to a horrible start.
Fanoi and Ak look a little shaky. Fanoi, big hit. Bolstered by the confidence that they indeed have won a tournament together.
Akatemi can get you out of so many problems with his ability to set the ball. You just pass the ball somewhere in the court, and he's got a phenomenal touch, overhand, and is really accurate bump setting the ball as well.
46 seconds remain. Third game point, Akatemi and Fanoi. Johnson taps it down the line. So Johnson and Stoklos trying to hang in and pray for combustion on the side of Fanoi.
Well, you got to keep playing. I mean, you know, Akatemi could step in a hole and sprain his ankle. You never know what could happen. You got to keep pushing and stay in the match.
Serendipity, huh? Perfect set. And Fanoi kills another one. Eric Fanoi Moana. His father Hawaiian. His ancestors Samoan descent. Got a big family. He's got brothers and sisters. And all very, very proud of what Fanoi Moana has done so far this year. He's serving once again for the game. And no! And it's out of bounds, and that will do it. Two of the biggest and longest names in volleyball advance. Scott Akatemi and Eric Fanoi Moana. They move on into the semifinals. We'll come back. We'll talk to Fanoi and Ak. Stay with us. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
All right, thanks very much, Chris Marlowe. Congratulations to you both, Scott and Eric. You never seem to let them get started at all. Up 5-0. What was the key to the beginning of the match?
I think we got the good side, so we were able to go off on our jump serves. We started off 5-0, and we're just teeing off on our jump serves on the good side the whole time.
Now, Fanoi, this guy dumped you a couple of weeks ago. He finally got smart, got rid of Steffes, and got back to you. It's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. You know, it is a business out here, and you kind of understand things, but, you know, we're friends nonetheless.
And the win in Baltimore has got to give you a lot of confidence, not only in a tournament like this, but in a match against a team like Johnson and Stoklos.
It does. It gives us both a lot of confidence playing together, and Eric for his first win. And he's playing a lot better since then.
All right, you're playing pretty good yourself. All right, back up to you, Chris. Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh, next opponent for Akatemi and Fanoi Moana.